Oh, and this is No Face Movements, March the 3rd, 2013. And I'm bringing you about two comets, Star and Ison, the last Pope, and we officially went over to Fiscal Cliff. Before we get any of this, I see a lot of comments. People say I can't read. People say I can't pronounce words. I'm just grateful that the Heavenly Father blessed me. You people got to understand that the technology out there with Siri, with Google Voice, alright, they record everything. That's sometimes why I play music in the background, alright, and so you can't catch my voice. All these systems use voice technology, use text technology, use all that. Google, Apple, I don't care who you are. All these big corporations, they take all the data, all your email, all your text messages, all your phone calls, and they figure out what kind of person you are, and they send ads towards you. And you could see them yourself. They even tell you if you go on Google and stuff. But there's a lot of stuff going on. The last Pope ain't on my channel or Mystique's channel. It's on astrology and astronomy. The links are going to be at the bottom. Alright, folks, go please check that out. It's the last Pope. I picked 8 candidates. Me and Mystique, we picked 8 candidates. We did a lot of research, and we feel strongly about this one guy. It's just strange too. But in the upcoming weeks, around March the 8th, up in the northern hemisphere, you're gonna be able to see Comet Star in a clear night with bare naked eyes, lightly. Most part you're probably gonna need a binocular or telescope, but it's very important. I'm a religious kind of guy. Alright. I have faith in the Heavenly Father. That's one of the reasons I don't show my face. I don't want no one the ideology, because it's not just me. I get a lot of information from a lot of people around the world. Alright? And so we're all part about this movement. But first star is called Star. Pan, the goddess Pan or God Pan, he was half man, half human. He was a centaur. A setter. Excuse me. And that's what Pan represents. And then you got Star. They put RS extra R on it. Alright. Get the picture. It's a star, 5-point star. But what's weird about this first comet that's coming into sight is it does say in the Bible that when the spirit of the devil, the Antichrist, all Antichrist mean is a leader with anti-faith. But when he comes into power, the major one, right? There's going to be 10 kings. They're all going to act upon it. Alright. The first comet's going to be seen. And you're seeing Pan Star. The second comet is when the umpire is built. That's why we're going to put the Fiscal Cliff in here. The second comet is when the umpire starts. Alright, folks. As you can see, March the 1st, we went over the Sequester Cliff. All reality. It is the Fiscal Cliff. The Fiscal Cliff, like I said last year, all they did was extended it. Passed a new bill on not raising the tax level on lower class and medium class people, middle class and low class people, but on the rich. But it still affected the low class and the middle class people by raising taxes on Social Security and health care. Alright? And they extended all the other cuts. Well, on March the 1st, they let us go over the real Fiscal Cliff, but they changed the name to the Sequester Cliff. They're talking about all this military cut, and I could see a lot of military cut could happen in the Pentagon, right? Because there's a lot of black budget. We are probably funding a lot of stuff that we don't really have to. But once you start canceling airport where planes ain't gonna be able to communicate with each other. Once you start affecting our defense, as you know, we're on the brink of World War III. As you start giving states and cities furlough days, as you start Detroit on March the 1st, 2013. Um, we have Governor Rick Snyder is about to declare a financial emergency. All right, a state financial emergency. It's really called federal emergency manager. All right, folks. That means that the federal government's going to take over. We all know that the federal government's owned by the banks, and all they're going to do is put us more into debt and sell off our properties to other countries, other states, or keep it to themselves. They're going to charge us and take the people's money. You ain't going to have no rights to vote, folks. All right. But it's not just happening in Detroit. It's happening all over, like Kansas City, all these industrial cities, folks. All right. But what's going to happen? Right. So we see the first Comets coming, Pan-Star. All right. And it's bringing in this new guy, this new head of state for Rome. All right. The new Pope. The Pope controls the world. There's secret societies that they control within. They control the leaders. Pope Benedict met with 10 leaders, each for an hour, and he went off in his own way. And trust me, people are going to still ask for his advice. He still is going to be called the Pope, even though he's retired. But that was his job. The second guy is going to come in. He's going to establish, most likely, around November, December, around 2014, a new kind. If all of Europe fell, what's the richest country in Europe? Vatican City. So if Italy's going bankrupt, if Spain's going bankrupt, Britain ain't going bankrupt because the Queen has all that money. But if she passed away, who knows where all that money's going to go? There's going to be a new country. Vatican might run it, but it doesn't matter. The Vatican runs the whole world. Even though it's just one little religion, they say, oh, the Catholics don't control nothing. Catholics look bad. They really control everything. From our calendars to the world's beliefs. All right. People think that Barack Hussein Obama is the Antichrist. It seems like he is, right? That's what they want you to believe. They're going to point. If you were the devil, you think it's going to be that easy? You think they're just going to... Basically, they frame this guy. He has a family. He has kids. He has a wife. All right? He is not the Antichrist. He's just doing his job. All right? He's going to go to Jerusalem. There's the covenant of the people. They're going to bring up this idea the covenant of people might get signed. That's peace between the Jews, the Muslims, basically the Christians, the Catholics, Catholic Christianity, same thing. And what's going to happen is who put it up to him? Who made him go there? Remember, he met with Pope Benedict for an hour. All right. And Pope John Paul II wanted to start a new religion. It's called the Vatican II. And what's that is putting the Muslim faith, the Jewish faith, and the Catholic/Christianity faith all together as one. All right, that would be a new world religion. All right, now if they get this plan together, all right, and they don't sign for a couple months, trust me, you're gonna see the Pope, the new Pope, go to Jerusalem and sign. All right, I got a lot of Muslim friends, I got a lot of Jewish friends, got a lot of Christian friends. I actually grew up as a Catholic, but me and Mystique, we found the truth of the Heavenly Father. We did a lot of research. My whole life was dedicated to find the truth and know the Heavenly Father as He truly exists, because that's all He ever said. And as I went through different religions looking for the truth, I made connections. I found out the truth. All right, and I ain't trying to disrupt anybody, but the Catholic religion almost about every single religion out there today. All right, including Muslims, including the new Jews. The new Zionist Jews. There's still real Jews, but the new Zionist Jews was created during the Nazi party in Germany. They took the regular Jews that had black hair, brown eyes, and killed them. And they kept every single person with blue eyes and blonde hair. Look at a lot of Jews today. They're called the Aryan race. They're not the real Jews. They're the Zionists. All right. The Muslim faith was created to conquer the Jews and take over Temple Mount in Israel, folks. That's the truth. That was done by the first Pope. Alright, now let's get into this. This is Comet Pan-Star. We're going to read a little bit of this, since we got 2 comets coming. Mystique, indulge us with your beautiful voice.
Up close with comets. First, a meteor explored over Russia, followed closely by an asteroid flyby. Now, two comets are expected to put on a naked eye spectacle for skywatchers in the northern hemisphere. Up first is Comet Pan-STARRS, which gets its funky name from the telescope credited with discovering it in June 2001, the Panoramic Survey Telescope and Rapid Response System in Hawaii. The comet is already visible through telescopes in the southern hemisphere, and it should swing into view over the northern hemisphere beginning around March 8th. It's hard to predict exactly how bright Pan-STARRS will be, but you should be able to see it without binoculars or telescopes, said Don Yeomans of NASA's Near-Earth Object Program. It should be about as bright as the stars in the Big Dipper. There is a chance that it will be a little brighter than this, but likewise, it might not get quite that bright, said Carl Bottoms of the Naval Research Lab. Part of the brightness will depend on how close Pan-STARRS gets to the sun. Comets are made up of water, ice, dust, and other elements and minerals, all loosely packed together, Bottoms said. As a comet gets closer to the sun's heat causes these elements to melt, spewing out dust and gas in a brilliant tail. The closer it gets, the more intense the radiation, and the more elements will be melted, he said. Pan-STARRS is expected to get fairly close to the sun. That's bad news for the comet, but it could be a boon for skywatchers if the comet is brighter and easier to see. Pan-STARRS also could fall apart and fizzle, but if it survives its sunbath, we should be able to see it low on the horizon in the western sky for a couple of weeks, Bottoms said. About half an hour after sunset will be a good time for people to take a look, he said. Here are some key dates. March 5th, Pan-STARRS will be closest to Earth. March 10th, the comet will pass closest to the sun. March 12th and 13th, the best dates to look for Pan-STARRS. It should emerge in the western sunset sky, not far from the crescent moon.
Alright, folks. Now, around this time, around this month, we are about to see the new Pope as Comet's coming around. Remember, Pope Benedict the 16th left on Thursday, the 28th, the day of Sagittarius. He was a Sitar, half man, half beast. Setter, half man, half beast. Pan was a goddess, god. A Satar, half man, half beast. Got the star, 5-pointed star. That's the first comet that we see that's going to hand over some of the power. The second comet we're going to see is going to be a start of a new empire. Since all our economy's going now, since we're on the brink of World War III, there's going to be a new economy set in place, and with the covenant of the people, we're going to see this newly formed religion centered around the Catholic Church, the Vatican II. Please rate, subscribe, and comment. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Blogspot, Critterbox, Godlike Production. I want everyone out there to be prepared. We got a lot of news to cover. Alright, please go check out that movie, The Last Pope. It's only going to be up there for a week or two. And then check it out on the No Face Movement website. It's going to be up there for sale. Alright, folks, we accept all donation. We're grateful for that. That's what helps us keep moving the movement, so you guys know the truth. This is the No Face Movement. Please rate, subscribe, comment. And it's the movement, movement, movement. Please be safe. Peace.